It was the end. I couldn't even go to the police. They're probably already looking for me. I can't take it anymore. I'm tired. It doesn't get any worse. When I woke up, at first, I did not understand where I was. But then...
Canned cat food. Will you have breakfast?
No, it can get worse. And how did I get there? Well, nice to meet you. I'm Cynthia, but you can call me whatever you want. I wasn't always like this. I used to be rich, very rich. Don't believe me? My father, Francis Peterson, owned a large publishing company. Of course, that meant he had a 3-story mansion in LA, a luxury car park, household staff, and all sorts of other things you'll never have. I always had whatever I wanted since I was a kid. A prestigious school, a 5.0-liter Ford Mustang for my 16th birthday, parties, and money, money, money. My father had no time to raise me, and my mother had left before I turned 5, taking a young fitness instructor and half of Dad's fortune with her. I had some guilty pleasures. Well, who doesn't? If I didn't like what I got for breakfast, I would turn the tray with food over the head of whoever brought it to me. My favorite thing to do was swim in the money pool and then watch the wet staff fish the banknotes out of the water.
Cynthia, quit bothering people.
Come on, they like it. Right, Aquaman? I chose my friends wisely. They couldn't be richer or prettier than me, but they also couldn't be some beggars. The accessory is supposed to highlight the beauty of its owner. After all, I condescendingly gave last season's dresses to my sort of best friend Nancy. Meanwhile, I got all the trendiest things. I was having the time of my life without thinking about the consequences. However, one day my dad began to grumble about it.
You squanderer. I have achieved everything myself, and all you do is spend money.
Boring. It all began quite unexpectedly. One day, I drove my brand new Lamborghini home, and my dad saw it.
Cynthia, what is the meaning of this?
I popped into an auto shop and bought a new pair of wheels. What do you think, Daddy?
It's expensive. I'll finish the meeting, and we'll talk.
I was sure he would soon calm down and forget about it. But not that time. An hour later, he called me into his office and locked the door. He looked serious, and I tensed up a bit.
Cynthia, this talk has been a long time coming. I'm tired of your antics and splurging. You're completely helpless.
Where was he going with this? I didn't like our conversation anymore.
Since you don't have any skills, I've decided you should get married. I've found someone for you. Mr. Oldman is ready to marry.
Are you crazy? That wrinkled skunk you had a meeting with? I knew Dad's business partner, Mr. Oldman, was at least 100 years old. Imagine an ancient bag of money that can no longer walk without help, uses an oxygen mask every 5 minutes, and drools into his beard. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Oldman stank like hell. No way! I'd rather move out than be with that wrinkled geezer.
Well, you're the one who said it. Either marry Mr. Oldman or get out of my house.
That came completely out of the blue, but I was already worked up. Whatever, I'll do fine without your money. I threw all my branded clothes into a suitcase, grabbed cash from my piggy bank, and proudly slammed the door on my way out. And then I felt free. I could do everything without help. I had enough money to get me through the first few days, and then I would start a cool business or become a model. I was pretty, after all. At first, everything was going great. I rented a suite in a cool hotel and threw a party at once. Well, you know how it is. We drank cocktails and danced on the tables. So, what are you going to do next? Don't know yet. I've got some cash. I'll probably invest in something profitable.
I know just what you need. Some guys I know are tuning cars.
My friend's boyfriend told me his business plan. I could get back the invested money in a week.
What do you think?
I'm in. I gave Jason half the money I had and started to dream of sticking it to my dad. An errand boy? Here's a tip for you. When I woke up, the suite was trashed. It was a mess. I told the maids to clean everything up and decided to go shopping. However, when I came back in the evening, I was in for an unpleasant surprise.
Ms. Peterson, I'm the hotel manager. We don't interfere when guests throw noisy parties, but the damages must be paid for.
What? Almost $30,000? For a couple broken chairs?
This is a 5-star hotel, and the furniture here is unique.
Heck, I hadn't been planning on spending so much money at once, but arguing was useless, so I paid him. I had to spend $20,000 more over the next few days. I even decided to cut the expenses and switch from drinking Dom Perignon to Crystal Brut. I was quickly running out of money and went to the tuning studio to see how my business was doing. Damn it, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, Cynthia. The wiring in the shop shorted out and the whole building burned down.
What do you mean, burned down? What about my money?
Well, sorry. It's gone too. Such things happen when you're doing business.
What are you talking about, you idiot? Those were my last savings.
Don't worry. I'll figure something out. You have a car, right?
So?
I know a place where street races are held at night. They pay good money. The organizers are my friends, and they sort of rig the results.
What do you mean?
They choose who comes first to the finish line.
Well, I've always loved to drive, and I simply couldn't say no to guaranteed money. The very next night, I was ready to take off in my Lambo. People didn't bet all that much money during the first race, and you know what? I won. During the second race, there was more money at stake, and the competitors were harder to beat, but I did it. During the third race, the loser's car was at stake. I looked at my opponent's Ferrari and thought of how much I could get for it. Jay whispered that the guy would lose on purpose, but I would have to share the winnings with the organizers. Well, I was fine with that. However, once the race began, something immediately went wrong. No matter how much I hit the gas, the Ferrari stayed ahead of me. I was scared and wanted to cancel it all, but it was too late. I came in second to the finish line. Jay, you jerk! Where are you? But that scumbag had got lost in the crowd. The race organizers immediately approached me and demanded I give them the keys to the Porsche. The competition was rigged. It's all Jay's fault. But those scumbags only sneered. That was when I realized I had been cheated out of my car like an idiot. I walked back to the hotel in a horrible mood. Talking to the receptionist was the last straw for me.
Miss Peterson, good evening. Here is the bill for your stay at our hotel.
Were they kidding me? I had to use everything I had won at the race to pay for the hotel. I ran out of money, which meant I had to move out. That was how I ended up without a place to stay. I wasn't about to go back home and marry Mr. Oldman, and then...
Hi, you're Cynthia, right?
And who the hell are you?
I'm Alejandro. I work here. I brought drinks to your suite, remember?
I don't. What do you want?
I heard you were kicked out of the hotel. Are you out of money?
That's none of your business. But yes, I had nowhere to go.
I could help find you a job in the hotel kitchen.
What? I'm not desperate enough to become a dishwasher yet. Leave me alone. I hope Nancy would help me. We were best friends. I was sure she wouldn't leave me in the lurch. Buddy, I can't find my wallet. I'll talk to my friend and she'll pay you, okay? It was all so bothersome, but I had no other choice. Hey bestie, I need some help. I told Nancy about everything that happened to me, that I had run out of money and that her boyfriend had turned out to be a liar and that I had been kicked out of the hotel. Oh, I also have to pay for the taxi. Could you help me? Of course, bestie. Here you go. Why are you giving me this? Well, you need money, right? And I need a maid. You're my friend. I was your friend. You are a pathetic, narcissistic idiot. I've always wanted to tell you this. I don't need your hand-me-downs. I'll tell everyone about your plastic surgeries. You toad! Jason was right to take your money. It serves you right. Ah! Throw this beggar out of here. You'll regret this. Oops. Damn it! Okay, I agree. No one wanted me without my money. My friends immediately turned away from me. No one was going to help me, and I had to swallow my pride. I started working as a waitress in the hotel restaurant. Alejandro had arranged everything. Every day, the visitors complained about the dumbest things. I gritted my teeth in anger, but kept silent and smiled sweetly. After a while, I even started to get the hang of it. But one day, a suspicious guy came to the restaurant. I didn't even notice him at first, but then he started acting rude.
I've been sitting here for a half an hour already. Move it and bring me the menu.
Stay calm, Cynthia. Oh, to hell with it. You are an idiot. If you don't like something, get out of here.
Oh, is that so? Manager, this waitress spilled wine all over me.
Jerk. The manager came running and believed him instead of me. That evening, I was transferred to work in the kitchen. I broke my expensive nails while washing the dishes. I was angry at myself, at my life, at everything that had happened. In the evening, I collapsed on the bed in my room, which I rented from a crazy old woman, and dreamed of saving up enough money to own my own business, of becoming rich and successful. Alejandro and I started talking more often. He was from some tiny town and wasn't particularly smart, but I didn't have anyone else to talk to. I'm definitely not staying here. I sent my portfolio to a modeling agency in New York yesterday. You'll see me on the podium soon, or on a luxury yacht.
I have no doubt, but I'll have to work hard.
Are you saving up money for something?
Yes. I want to go home to visit my siblings.
A few days later, the guy messed with me again. I came to work at the hotel and ran into him in the lobby.
Watch where you're going.
Idiot. A minute hadn't passed before...
My wallet. Where's my wallet? That thief stole it.
Who? Me? Security guards immediately pounced on me and turned out my pockets. Can you guess what fell out of them? The jerk's wallet. No, he planted it himself. But no one listened to me. The good news was that they decided not to call the police. The bad news was that I got fired. Heck, why was I so unlucky? But what I didn't realize was that things could only get worse. I went back to the horrible place I was staying at and... What the hell? The door to my room was ajar. Someone had picked the lock. There was a mess inside. Someone had gotten in and rummaged through my things. The most expensive ones had been cut to shreds.
Damn it! What's going on here?
Listen, it wasn't me.
You broke the door, my furniture, my refrigerator.
I wasn't even here.
I'm calling the police.
That old witch. Just what I needed. I took the things that hadn't been destroyed and what money I had left and quickly got out of there. It was a nightmare. I had no job, no place to stay, no money. The only valuable thing I had left was a gold diamond bracelet. I had kept it safe for emergencies, and now its moment had come. I decided to sell it and conquer the catwalks of New York. But then...
Hey there. You got any spare change?
Sorry, but I don't have anything.
We'll see about that.
I felt like I was about to lose everything, even my life.
Stop! Over here.
Alejandro, I can't do this anymore. We spent half the night chatting in the kitchen at the closed restaurant. I told him everything that had happened to me. I didn't hide anything. At that moment, I even began to like Alejandro.
Let's drink to your success. You'll do fine in New York, I'm sure of it.
I'm not very good at being grateful, but thank you. It was a wonderful night. My head was spinning and I wanted to be optimistic. Before I knew it, I had fallen asleep. And in the morning... Heck, my head is killing me. Alejandro? But he wasn't there. Neither were my belongings, money, phone, documents, or bracelet. There was only a note next to me. Now I can visit my siblings. We're even. The errand boy. It couldn't be. That jerk! He had stolen from me. He'd even set me up. I stormed out of the restaurant and ran away before the manager could call the cops. It was the end. I couldn't even go to the police. They were probably already looking for the girl who had trashed the old woman's room and left the restaurant without paying after a night feast. My father had been right. I really couldn't do anything myself. In just a month, I had turned from a rich princess into a dirty tramp. Hurry up! Let's go! Damn it! I can't take it anymore. I'm tired. It can't get any worse. When I woke up, I didn't understand where I was at first, but then... No, I couldn't do it.
Canned cat food. Will you have breakfast?
I wouldn't. I gave up. Come what may, I was going back. Dad?
I'm so glad. My daughter.
It was bliss. I got my old life back. My father began preparations for the wedding, but I didn't care. It was better than living on the street. But the next day, I saw something weird. What is going on here? What was that jerk doing at my house? And what kind of business did he have with my father? You better tell me everything right now. And he did. The guy's name turned out to be Mr. Crawford. He was mixed up in some dirty business. My father had hired him after I hadn't come home after a week despite his expectations. Crawford was supposed to ruin my life and force me to come back. And he had nailed it. Dad, is it true? Did you pay that guy to ruin my life?
I'm sorry, honey. I had no choice. You should have just given in and married Mr. Oldman. The thing is, we are in trouble.
What are you talking about?
I'm bankrupt. Cynthia. My company is suffering losses. I've sold almost everything I could to pay off my debts. Even the house is mortgaged.
Damn it! That was when I realized it. The expensive paintings and furniture were gone. He had fired everyone from the household staff except 2 people. Were things really that bad?
You marrying Mr. Oldman is the only thing that can save us from poverty, Cynthia.
Now I knew the truth. My dad's entire insidious plan. At first, I was mad. But then I remembered what living on the street was like. Would I do it again to keep my pride? Hell no. I thought about it. That Mr. Oldman wasn't all that nasty, come to think of it. Besides, he was rich. He probably wouldn't even live that long. You're right. We need to think about family first. Of course, that wasn't how I had imagined my perfect wedding, but I was used to luxury quickly and could no longer live without it.
Before you seal this marriage with a kiss, I want to ask you, Cynthia Peterson, do you take Gustav Oldman as your husband?
I do.
And do you, Gustav Oldman, take Cynthia Peterson as your wife? Mr. Oldman, do you take Mr. Oldman?
That's how it all ended. The old geezer died right at the wedding before he could say yes. After that, my life went downhill. Soon enough, my father lost everything. Just like me, he found out what poverty was like the hard way. I don't know where he is now. Maybe he's sleeping somewhere in an alley with a cap on the pavement, waiting for passersby to toss him a coin. But I'm not like that. I am beautiful and will definitely amaze everyone with my beauty on the catwalks.
Okay, enough talking. You have a job to do. The toilet won't clean itself.
I hate my life.